The log is off.
Hello, mate. Hello, everyone.
Since episode 2 of the podcast, every time we start a new one, I just want to go, Daniel-san.
Yeah, and as discussed in episode 2, don't do that.
In today's cancel culture.
Yeah.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm hot. It's hot in this room.
Yeah. Oh, heating. Fucking hell. Heating. So obviously we've had a bad cold spell recently. So you've got to turn the heating on. So I'm usually never put the heat on before December.
I bet you're like proper heat watching as well, are you?
Oh yeah, if you can't see your breath, then it's not cold. So, and we've got like a double aspect like glass wall thing, like a double door thing. So like it gets really cold because it's like loads of glass.
Right.
And it's in the room that we sit in. But bloody hell, now it's either 1 billion degrees or it's minus 1 billion degrees. That's literally the two temperatures in our house.
Yeah. I saw something the other day and it said that it's probably more efficient to have your heating on all the time. So you're not sort of heating the house up from cold.
Yeah.
Do you know who give that advice?
British Gas.
Yeah, British Gas.
It is meant to be true, that, though, because it takes a lot more to get it off cold than it does.
It makes sense, doesn't it, when you think about it? But we've been quite lucky because we didn't get caught up in the, when all the prices went up and everyone just got like...
How did you not get caught up in that?
I don't know, but we have now. So in the last couple of months, we got our new bills. And previously, we were like putting the heating on full blast, opening doors, like we were frivolous as hell. And now it's like, I think we better be more careful.
When the bills went up, we got absolutely hammered for it. We got our bill went up to like 550 quid a month.
I know. You're heating?
I know.
A manor house.
Exactly. Guess who's got electric underfloor heating?
David Beckham.
No, Martin Bell.
David Beckham might have it.
He might do. Probably not as stupid enough to have
I've said this before. I might have even said it on the podcast. In this country, we need to start doing what the Americans do with heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Having hot plates on your wall is fucking ridiculous in 2024.
Yeah, but it's just the same as it blown through a vent, isn't it?
No. We need to do it the American way. When we're hot, we can have air conditioning. When we're cold, we can have heating.
Yeah, but air conditioning costs as much as heating. So at least we don't have that expense during the summer. Like, do you know everyone literally dies of heat exhaustion. And
everyone twists on like a bitch for the 2 weeks that will get 25-degree heat.
And I was going to say the irony is it's like mid-20s.
Can you remember that summer a couple of years ago we had it? It was like one day it was 40 degrees or something.
Yeah. So I used to do a lot of work in Norway, and in Norway, obviously, it's a pretty cold place.
Yeah.
And they had a summer like that. That year, they had a summer like ours, and Norway reached 40 degrees in Stavanger. And literally people were just dropping dead because their houses are built to keep in as much heat as you can possibly keep in. Which is the last thing you want in 40-degree heat. So I
remember I went out. I was at home and I hung some washing out. And I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating, right? I hung some jeans on the washing line. And I went in and I went out 10 minutes later when they were dry.
I quite like the heat. The problem is, I think the only problem is it's really humid, isn't it? That's why we suffer.
Yeah.
It's really sweaty, but I like it. I don't mind it at 28 degrees.
I like the heat, yeah. I quite like doing stuff in the heat as well.
And I like sitting outside. I like being able to cook outside. I like sitting outside. As long as there's a bit of shade and you can get escape from it. But I don't mind it. Anyway, there's no chance of that because we're in fucking mid-December. So
there's no chance of that in bloody August, mate.
No, do you remember that year when it was like March and it was like 23 degrees or something? It was like a ridiculous time of year, like a couple of years ago. Yeah, maybe we'll have that again.
Global warming, eh?
Oh, everyone says that. Talking of which, I was driving back the other day when was it? A couple of weeks ago now, and on the radio was like I was listening to some sort of skit show or something like that. I can't even remember what I was listening to, and it was a snippet of a guy who I think was some sort of YouTuber or TikToker or something like that, and it was like some sort of podcast that was going on, and they were talking about windmills, power generation windmills, and he turned around and he said, "Oh no, I haven't seen the ones that generate electricity. I've only seen the ones for global warming." Everyone went, "What?" Went, "Yeah, I've not seen the ones that generate electricity, just the ones that are cooling down the earth."
Did you think they were big hand fans?
You thought the world has invested in
Massive fans
fans
in the sea.
to stop global warming. That's...
Well, we've got massive ice cubes in Antarctica. Why isn't that cooling the shit down?
I couldn't believe it. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like,
that's almost our friend's flat Earth stupid, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, his mates. To be fair, his mates are exactly the same. His mates are like, are you literally the stupidest man on earth? and I think the moment of realization of, oh shit, yeah, that's stupid, isn't it? Why did I think that?
Oh, bless them.
I've not seen the ones that produce electricity, just the ones that are there for global warming.
God, shall we have a drink? Because I'm so excited about this today.
Okay. So do you want to go for your excitement, or do you want me to tell you what's to drink first? Or are you excited about the drink?
I'm excited about the drink, but more the can art, I think.
Okay. Dan, give us your top 3 favourite films.
Of all time?
Of all time. Dan, can I give you your top 3 films of all time?
Okay.
In no particular order. Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Yep.
And This Is Spinal Tap.
Correct.
And this beer is from Brew York, and it's called Big Trouble in Little Kirsch. And it's a little bit of a play on Big Trouble in Little China.
Little Jack Burton.
Little Jack Burton there. With an excellent ode on his shirt as well. Almost identical.
Yeah. I love that.
We do like those. I think they're my top 3 films as well.
Maybe with Neil and I, honourable mention.
Yeah, with Neil and I packing up the rear. And then I'm sort of struggling a bit more.
Back to the Future. We can probably tell exactly the year we're born. What films was I?
Iron Eagle 2.
Oh, for God.
What was your grand's favourite film?
American Ninja 2.
American Ninja
Or 3. I can't remember which one it was.
It's brilliant. So this is Brew York Big Trouble in Little Kirsch. It's a cherry pie sour and it's 5.5%. A decadent blend of tart cherries with sweet vanilla and spicy cinnamon.
I'm cross. Hang on, I've just sprayed Kirsch cherry all over my new big monitor.
Have you got a new big monitor?
A new big monitor.
Oh, it's very red.
I thought you were drinking from the can for a second there.
Oh,
that smells nice.
So, I'm not a huge fan of cinnamon.
Are you not?
No. It's all right.
I love it.
But it's only all right.
I think it can be too much. If people put too much of it in stuff, it spoils it.
In America, they put cinnamon on everything. But
And
don't
sugar.
you think cinnamon has a bit of a cherryish taste?
Like an aniseedy type.
How much?
No.
No, definitely not.
I put a little bit of cinnamon in chili when I make a chili.
My wife wouldn't eat that. Cheers.
Cheers. Is this a sour?
It's a sour. Oh,
Is that lip smacking?
Sorry.
Hang on. Let's look at your lips. Your lips redder.
Yeah.
Have a look at your tips. I said, give us a look at your lips. You showed us your teeth.
Okay, let's come back to that later. Let's not give away the game.
Yeah.
I watched Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters, recently.
Which one? The brand new ones or the girl one?
No, the brand new one, the Frozen one.
I've not seen them.
It was enjoyable. It was a lot. There was a lot of harking back to the original, to be fair, in it, which I quite liked. But the thing itself was a bit lackluster.
Yeah, I've got to watch it. Doesn't exist.
Just try it because there is a few good. There is a few good flashbacks and there's Walter Peck's in it.
Is he?
Yeah, exactly. And he's now the mayor, and they do the dickless joke.
I might watch it for that. Actually, is it Paul Rudd?
Yeah, he's all right actually.
Yeah, I don't like him. I think he's if you could pick some celebrities to fight, I think he'd be one of mine.
Is that because he's small?
Probably, but also because I don't like the fact he hasn't aged for 30 years.
And let's be honest, if you're not going to pick The Rock, are you?
Why not?
Yeah, give it a try. It's worth it for the nostalgia. Right. There's some nostalgia in it, which is quite good.
So who would your celebrity be you would hit or fight? It can't be a girl. Or a child. Or anyone over 60.
Over 60?
What, 70 then?
Can I come back to you?
Yeah. So I've got Brian Cox on my list.
Oh, you're going to fight Brian Cox?
Yeah, and I mean that space guy, not the older actor, Brian Cox.
No, because he'd chin you.
Yeah, he probably would.
Why Brian Cox? Brian Cox is brilliant. He blows your mind, though.
Okay, I'm going to say something. I know you're probably going to think I'm a complete knobhead like that wind turbine guy. But I think all the space stuff is completely made up. You know, when they say things like... they talk about black holes and thousands and millions of different planets and billions of galaxies a trillion light years away, and what they're made of gas, and that, you know, if you went on that planet, you would last 3 seconds. Mate, I don't care. That you're making this up. It's all made up. It's nonsense. You can't possibly prove that this is true. So,
but they can see it,
right?
They've seen it. They've telescoped into it.
They haven't. A lot of the stuff they're just making it up.
Well, it's theoretical physics, though, isn't it?
Right. Theoretical means made up, doesn't it?
Yeah, but how many things have been theoretical physics that they've proven as correct? Like, there's a load of Einsteins and a load of you only have one way to go in life. Who is that?
Rain Man.
Not Rain Man. Hawkins. They've proven a load of his stuff is right as well. Because it was theory, and then they've proven it.
How have they proved it?
I was listening to a podcast with Brian Cox, and it was Joe Rogan. It was Joe Rogan podcast, so he's quite intense.
Thousands and litres of water on this, it's an ice planet. What? Dude, you're a fucking keyboard player and D-Ream. Chill out. Relax.
So basically, he's had 2 more successful careers than us.
I don't give a shit. I'm punching him in the face if I see him.
I was listening to this Joe Rogan podcast with him on, and I had to turn it off halfway. I was driving, and I had to turn it off halfway through because it was bouncing my brain around too much. I couldn't drive properly because my head was hurting.
And that's the other thing. I've got enough to think about without outer space.
He said, there's, from what they know, there is our sun, which is really benign compared to other suns that they know about and have seen. So that's why we do so well on this planet, because our sun's not that aggressive. And he said, for every one of our suns, for everyone, there's a galaxy, and every galaxy has some suns or something like that. But he said, basically, there's about 10 billion suns.
See, I stopped listening.
Each one has its own galaxy or whatever.
But how does that affect me? We don't even know what's in our seas.
I know, but it just doesn't. It just blows my mind. It was. He was saying, "What would you think if aliens turned up?" And he said, "Oh, I'd be really, really relieved." And he was like, "Oh, why would you be relieved?" And he said, "Because then it means that all of the world and humanity and the universe is not on our shoulders, because we're going to fuck it up, basically."
Well, that's right. I agree with them there.
And it's like, it'd be such a relief to know there was actually something else out there that was intelligent and more, or hopefully more intelligent than we are.
Yeah, but what if it's like the aliens off War of the Worlds?
I say, why would they? If it was, but they were in hiding for a while, weren't they?
Yeah.
Why would they want to kill us though? There's no reason to try and wipe us out, is there?
Might want our planet as a resource.
Yeah, but they could probably take the planet as a resource and just leave us alive.
I know why they want to take us, because I bet what they haven't got on their planet we've got. Greg's.
Do you think all they want is a steak bake?
Steak bake at any hour.
Why? Can you get like 24-hour Greg's now?
Yeah, there's some in Newcastle, I think.
Is there 24-hour Greg's?
Yeah. Some of the Greg's in Newcastle have doorman.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I know. That's incredible.
A pastry apocalypse there, isn't it?
I know. The thing is, though, can you imagine when we were going out in the 90s, if there was a Greg's open, we would have caned that, wouldn't we?
Well, there would have been very little drinking done. You'd be going to Newcastle for a night out and saying, how many do you reckon we can get down our next tonight then? 10, 12? Yeah, I could definitely do 10 steak bakes.
Just standing in Greg's with a can of Foster's.
But, so I went to Greg's and I had a sandwich the other day from Greg's. Like a baguette sandwich. And nice sandwich. Bread's always nice. Filling's okay, but it's very, very thin.
Can I just say, if anyone's listening from Greg's, you put too much onion in everything. The only complaint. Carry on.
Well, do you remember when we used to go from school to Greg's every lunchtime? And they used to have those massive square sandwiches.
Oh, yeah. What happened to them?
They were like, I reckon they were like 20 centimetres all round.
Yeah.
Would that be about right? Thick of filling. And you used to get like a chicken, like a Chinese chicken one, an egg one, a cheese mayonnaise one, tuna one. And you used to get them and they were absolutely massive.
Yeah.
What has happened to the portion sizes in Greg's? Because
it's like those
sandwiches, I will never ever see them again. And they were absolutely unbelievable, thinking back.
Yeah.
And even like used to get as well, I was talking to my wife about this. She's just like, you fat fuck. But those sandwiches were so good. I remember we used to have a sandwich and a donut. Do you remember those custard donuts you used to get as well? Fucking hell. They were about 20p.
I know. They also do the best chocolate muffin on planet Earth. I remember the first time I had one, I wasn't expecting it. So they do a chocolate muffin, but it's got like a gooey inside.
Is this a modern day or an old school?
I don't know. I've had it modern day, but I don't know if they've always existed.
Right.
They might have already like existed. I remember the first time I bit into it, it was like, I wasn't expecting it, and this just like gooey chocolate centre, and I was like, Oh.
Oh, naughty.
Yes.
And everything used to be called a pasty. And they don't actually use the word pasty now.
Why not?
I don't know. Maybe because they've gone all southern.
Well, apparently you can't get stotties down south.
No, you can't get started. It's in Lancashire.
That's
Cumbria.
ridiculous.
Yeah. No, you can't. No. When I go back to the northeast, I come back with packages of stotties.
What's your go-to order?
Greg's. Okay, I'll tell you what I never get. Because this is easier. I never get a steak. Never get a steak.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
That was harsh.
Yeah, it was.
I never get a Diet Coke. No, I never get steak bake.
Why? Not for you.
Not for me. I like the vegetarian bake and I like the cheese and onion bake. I'm a veggie at heart, I think.
Well, I used to get pasties all the time, but I had a pastry problem, and like I get proper indigestion now for like 3 weeks. so when I get one now, it's like, you know, when alcoholics have what's it called when they go yellow?
Jaundice.
Yeah, it's like someone with liver disease having another drink. So I sometimes do go in and get a sandwich, and I'll go, right, I'm getting a steak bake, but I know that I'm going to feel rubbish for the next 3 days.
Do you have to take Gaviscon and Rennie's?
Rennie's is my drug of choice.
Really? Are you that bad with
Yeah, it's really bad.
pastry?
Like Christmas coming up, I'm just going to be an indigestion nightmare.
Is it everything or just pastry?
It's mainly pastry. There's something else as well that I've, for some reason, you know, them anything that's got bacon flavour, not bacon, but bacon flavour.
I mean, that should be fairly easy to avoid.
You would think, but I still have bacon flavour crisps. And then I'm like, So it's a little bit of a heartbreak because when when they brought out like the vegan ones, I thought, oh, maybe that'll be the I'll be able to have them and then that'll be it. But no, still a problem.
Do you remember a peach Melba?
I don't like them.
Oh, God, they're another thing that used to be. I'm sure they used to be 30 centimeters high, and now they're like this big.
Yeah, I
think that's a very niche Newcastle northeast dessert, though.
Is it?
Greg's? Yeah, I don't think you get that. You definitely don't get them round here. I think that's very, very northeast.
That's why if you order something on Just Eat from Greg's, you don't get offered the stotties because they just have a set menu for everywhere.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah,
It's just really annoying.
Oh yeah, Greg's from the 90s, much better. But I'm glad they've spread their wings and they're doing well.
Now, was everything from the 90s better, or is it just because we remember it romantically?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of romanticism that goes in it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I watched a documentary the other week about Loaded Magazine. It's on Channel 4 or something. It's worth a watch because it makes you go even more nostalgic to it. And then you realise that the 90s were just really quite bad for your health, actually. There was a lot of like
Laddish behaviour and smoking and drinking and taking recreational drugs and rock and roll. It was rock and roll, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Watch the Loaded documentary. It'll take you right back. It was quite good.
I was fully subscribed to that whole lifestyle, though.
Yeah, me too. 100%. Yeah,
not the drugs
amazing.
bit. Not the drugs bit.
It was amazing. It was. It was. So I think it probably is more nostalgia than it is truth.
I'll check that out.
Sometimes though, you get in and you think, "Oh my God, things are so bloody stiff now."
My joints are.
Yeah, my joints are as well.
Oh, mate, I'll tell you what I've started to notice as well. When I'm buying stuff, So the other week I was looking for exercise bikes. You know, we've talked about exercise bikes a number of times, and I don't know why. But now I have to go. So if I'm looking for something from Argos, like furniture or anything you have to sit on, I have to see what the weight limit is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I noticed the other day, I took my son to the dentist, and I noticed there was a sign on the thing saying,
No fatties.
if you weigh more than whatever it was, I can't remember what it was, please speak to someone because you won't be able to sit on the normal chair, you fat cow, or whatever it was. And normally I would never have even noticed that sign, but now I'm like, shit. Am I too fat for the dentist? I'm not. I am still under that weight, but like just.
I went for an operation. They said, we're going to have to do this operation. It's a small procedure, but we can't do it here because you're too heavy for our beds. We'll have to go to a specialist unit.
Are you bariatric?
No, I'm Martin.
It's mad, though, isn't it? It's like, oh shit, how's this
Will
happened?
Smith. Will Smith.
You want you to hit him?
That's who I'm going to fight.
Yeah, just for that incident at the Oscars.
Yeah,
that was outrageous.
That's. I'm put my money where my mouth is, and that's who I'm going for. Will Smith.
Did I ever tell you about the time I went looking
slap him?
Did I tell you about the time I went looking for Tom Hardy?
No.
So I love Tom Hardy, right? I proper fancy Tom Hardy. And Sarah had said, "Oh, do you know he lives in Tynemouth?" And I was like, "Does he?" She was like, "Yeah, his girlfriend's from up here, and they've got a house in Tynemouth." So I was like, "Should we go to Tynemouth and see if we can find Tom Hardy?" She was like, "No, don't be an idiot." So a few weeks later, we went to Tynemouth, right?
It was playing on your mind for at least a week.
We're on the beach, and I was like, I might just start shouting Tom Hardy and seeing if he appears. And I literally spent the whole 2 hours we were there walking around trying to find Tom Hardy.
Did you find him?
Didn't find him. No.
Fancy, because he never set foot in Tynemouth.
And apparently he did. I don't know. Well, I don't know if it's true or not, but I did hear from a number of places, not just Sarah, who was trying to wind us up probably, that Tom Hardy lives in Tynemouth. Oh, he did. I don't think he does now. Have you noticed, though, he does a funny voice in every single role he does? Like a silly voice, like he's taking the piss.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah. I was just trying to like run through his characters in my head there.
Bane.
Yeah.
Silly voice.
Yeah.
The Cray twins, one of them. Silly voice.
Yeah.
Venom, who does a silly voice in that. He's
not seen that one. What's that one where he's the Jew? Was it Peaky Blinders?
Yeah, silly voice.
Yeah.
That one where Leonardo DiCaprio fights a bear.
I've not seen that.
Reverend,
I know,
is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I know which one you
silly
mean,
voice.
Yeah. Does he get bummed by a bear?
I don't think so. I think that's another film. That's Cocaine Bear or whatever it was called. What else? He's in something recently with a motorbike gang. Does a silly voice.
Yeah, I think you're onto something.
I'm onto something, aren't I?
But isn't his voice quite silly though himself?
No, he's quite like a posh Londoner.
Is he?
Yeah.
I've got to say I don't really get it.
Why not?
I don't think he's that great an actor, and I don't think his films are that great. I'm sorry. I know you're crushing everything, but I just don't really get it.
So, if they redid Big Trouble in Little China, who's your Jack Burton? Because apparently there was a rumour they were going to do that. And do you know who was going to be Jack Burton?
Does it Tom Hardy?
No.
Who would be Jack Burton? Who would
You've already mentioned his name.
Will Smith?
No.
Brian Cox?
Jack Burton, me. The check is in the mail. I'm not doing Manchester, I'm just doing camp. Sorry, Brian. Sorry, Manchester people.
I don't know who.
The Rock apparently was going to do
No,
it.
that'd be rubbish.
I know.
The whole point of Jack Burton is he's shit. That's why Kurt Russell was so good at it, because he wasn't a big guy. He was rugged good looks, wasn't he? But he was when
idiot.
he shoots when they go into battle and he shoots into the ceiling and the rocks fall on his head, he's out. And he wakes up at the end and it's all finished.
It's and that like guard comes at him and he tries to get his knife out and he can't. And he rolls backwards and he pushes his knife and then he's stuck there for the whole fight.
The Rock, that just wouldn't work with the Rock.
No, I don't think it would either. They would have to completely redo it and just don't bother. And in fact, if anyone from Hollywood's listening who's got any say producers-wise,
don't remake.
Don't just stop doing remakes. Think of new shit.
I do think when I see some remakes, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I do think, ooh, that'll be good. And it's never good.
No. Like, and even the Ghostbusters thing, like, we've had that. It's been and gone. Make something else.
Yeah. I like the I do get excited by some of the remakes that they do. So it's not a remake, but have you heard the latest news?
No.
Right, okay, so we'll go back to the 90s again, our favourite little place. American, I'm going to say sitcom, but not really a sitcom, but a sitcom. Child star.
Right.
Produced the actor of the best series ever.
Right.
Coming back for some episodes.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes.
Oh, so good, Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm was amazing.
Right, I heard this, I can't remember the actor's name. What's his name?
Is it Muntz or something?
Aye, Eddie Muntz.
Freddie Muntz, yeah.
Freddie Muntz, aye.
Yeah.
Eddie Muntz, that was from the Munsters. I heard a story that he was he races cars or something, doesn't he?
Yeah, he was like a proper, professional, I think.
And did he have a crash and got a brain injury and forgot all of everything he ever did in his younger life?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I've heard that as well. Yeah. And the only one that's, Dewey.
Mm.
So he's a recluse now, so he's not coming back.
Really?
Yeah, he's proper out of it. So,
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. That's brilliant.
I think TV shows a little bit different because you get to know the characters more, but films it's 2 hours. You just want the outcome.
Yeah.
So,
did you ever watch The Middle? Which was it was almost like a substitute for Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes, but I can't remember it. Was it the man was the main person in it? Yeah,
it was I can't even describe. They had a funny sort of autistic kid.
Yeah.
And anyway, that was and that I always thought was a really poor relation to the to Malcolm in the Middle. And it was almost it was very, very similar premise. Yeah. It was like the poor ancestor to it. But actually, as you watch that, it got better and better and better as well. So I hope they do it justice with the remake. Well, not remake, but the original characters. So.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, we waffle on enough for the day. So we have our Brew York, Big Trouble in Little Kirsch. I've also got to say, not the best title for a beer. I know what they're doing, Big Trouble in Little, but really Kirsch and China don't really go to
Yeah, it's a reach, isn't it?
Even Big Trouble in Little Cherry would be better.
Oh, yeah. Why didn't they just do that?
Anyway, so Big Trouble in Little Kirsch, Cherry Pie Sour, 5.5%. Dan, is the lager on or the lager off?
The lager is off.
course it is. Of course it is. Catch us on the old socials. We've been putting out a little bit more content recently.
Hang on a minute. I forgot to do me soundboard.
You know it doesn't work, and I have to edit it in anyway, don't you?
It does work. It definitely works.
So I think you're missing the point when you've got to say, "Can you hold on while I just..." Jesus Christ. Thanks, Dan.
Can I just rewind a little bit? I've still got a little bit left. Not my favourite beer we've ever had. But,
No, not mine.
But nice.
The very cherry, a little bit too much cinnamon for me.
It's very cinnamony like, isn't it? I like it.
So, on the socials, excuse you.
God.
At the Lagers Off everywhere. Look at us on YouTube Shorts, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Press some buttons, do hearts, make comments, type emails, send us a letter if you want. Just interact.
We are going to try and do a little bit more of a different vibe on Insta as well. It won't just be shorts and clips. We've had a chat about that. We might do some... when we're out and about and we see some beers, we might just stick the old live on and be one of them twats who records themselves in public.
Oh, that'll be fun. Okay, dude. Christmas is coming. New Year's special is dawning. So next one will be our New Year's special. And I'll see you when it comes.
We'll have something in store for that.
Get your drinking shoes on.
Yeah.
See you later.
All the best.